Welcome to the first episode of Chamber Chat, where we talk about all things Clear Lake Area Chamber of Commerce. Today's special guests, Cindy DeWeese, Shari Sweeney, combined 68 years of experience with the Clear Lake Area Chamber of Commerce.
Or 69.
Is it? We worked this out earlier.
We did. Cindy is very young. She's almost 40.
Almost 40.
Mm-hmm. And I'm just finishing my 29th year. So we are young people.
In there, we have stories, hence Chamber Chat, which we are looking for a sponsor. If somebody wants to take that on, get in touch with us. But
sponsor this nonsense?
Tell me, no. Tell me how you got started in this business.
Well, I was driving downtown Houston, working for a very small company called Houston Equipment. They sold time clocks. And I don't even think people use time clocks anymore.
Yeah, they're probably not around anymore.
No, probably not. And I didn't want to drive in Houston anymore. And so my best friend's mom was on the board of the chamber. Her name was Frances Ward. She worked for Savings and Loan. And she said, hey, they're looking for a bookkeeper. Well, I thought I knew what bookkeeping was. And so I applied for the job and got the job. And I did not know what I was doing. And so I soon did not become the bookkeeper. But clearly, I stayed on board, doing many things.
So what is it about not just this chamber, but this community that's kept you so engaged?
Well, first of all, it's my home. And I've been here for 50 years, actually, or soon to be 50 years. And I love this community, and I actually love chamber work. And who knew what a chamber was? Because nobody ever went to kindergarten or even graduated from high school saying, I'm going to have a career in the Chamber of Commerce. Nobody said that yet today. And so, but I think it was just, I liked what I did. I liked the people. It was a challenge every day, or if it was something different every day, it wasn't the same mundane thing all the time. And that was the appeal at first. And so, and I think it still is today, because I love coming to work. I love my job, hence the 40 years in the chamber world, and at the same chamber, which is really very unusual.
Yeah, and it's all about people, isn't it?
It's all about people.
And in your role in that 40 years, you've got a board of directors. So you've gotten to meet literally probably thousands of people through your job.
Yes, absolutely. Through the industry, elected officials, just run the gamut. Corporate executives, small business owners, and everybody they're just people. Just be real with all people.
Yeah, and I don't think people realize that that's what a chamber is. It's people and relationships.
Absolutely.
And you get out of it what you put into it.
No, you don't always, because you get out of having a chamber in your community if you don't put anything into it. So I love it when people say that. So thank you for opening that door. The Chamber of Commerce was responsible for doing raising funds to do a study to widen NASA Road 1 in 1984. And we raised $60,000 and went to Bob Lanier, who was the mayor of Houston later on, but he was the head of the highway department in Austin, and gave him our $60,000. And he kind of chuckled at us like, okay, this isn't very much, but I told communities to come to Austin with skin in the game, and we'll do a transportation study for them. So they did, and they widened NASA Road 1. And NASA Road 1 is now NASA Parkway with the bypass. Would have not happened if somebody from this Chamber of Commerce didn't say, we need to widen this road. And it's not just for chamber members, it's for the entire community. So that's just one example. It took 25 years to complete it, but we stayed the course and put the money in and put the suggestions in, and now have a well-traveled road.
Well, and it's funny you mentioned that. So, Shari, what is the chamber mission?
We are champions for business success and quality of life in our community.
And I think that speaks to what you were talking about. You're doing things for the community that they don't even know you're doing.
Correct.
We're the they.
Right. We are the they.
Yes.
Well, and you two are known as a dynamic duo.
Oh, are we?
Yes, we entertain quite often, y'all. If you need some, extra entertainment at your next event,
are you
just
Robin
give us a
or are
shout.
you Batman? Which one are you?
You get to pick.
Well,
I want to be
boss,
Wonder Woman,
so...
and you can be whoever.
Oh,
Catwoman?
Catwoman.
Okay, there you go.
Shari, how did you get involved in this? And you obviously have a passion for this community as well.
I do. Well, I grew up here as well, same as Cindy. I actually was at University of Houston Clear Lake, and I'm a communications major, and I needed an internship. And truthfully, I had an internship at one of the radio stations in Houston. And then someone suggested, how about going to the chamber? That person had interned here just before the semester I needed to and loved it. Now, no one could explain to me what a chamber was at the time. Nobody knows what that is. But,
Nobody?
Well, we do now.
Okay.
But I didn't then, and none of my fellow students didn't know either.
Oh.
But I came here. I met with our previous boss, Claudette Alderman, and she explained what a chamber was, and she flat told me what a chamber is, and it's either in your blood or it's not, and you will know very quickly if this is for you. And I thought, well, okay, that's interesting. It sounded like fun. I had done radio stuff before, and I thought, well, this is something new to try. And that was many years ago in the early 90s, and I'm still here. So it was in my blood. It is in my blood. The chamber does so many things for so many people. And we joke about it, but we really are the they. The Christmas boat parade, it's on its, 62nd year. People go, oh, I love that parade. Who does that? Well, we're the they who does that. Things like that. When we used to produce the fireworks over Clear Lake on a big barge, people would talk about how cool that show was, and we were the they that did that. So,
and
it's
you guys led in that. You guys led with the fireworks. People weren't doing that. You led with Crawfish Festival.
Right.
People weren't doing that.
Right.
All these things that you guys started that, people weren't doing.
Right.
Well, and organizations that were started here. Cindy
Correct.
can tell you the list.
So, Bay Area Houston Economic Partnership started here as our foundation. We had a 501c3, and it was a economic development foundation. And the very first member that gave money to it, because our members were considered members as well, but it designated money to the foundation, as we called it, was Sears and Roebuck. And
wow.
they gave the foundation $5,000, and they thought, what are we going to do with all this money? And so I think that's such a great story. But the Convention and Visitors Bureau started here. Bakota started as a committee at the chamber. Crime Stoppers started as a committee with the chamber, as well as Lunar Rendezvous Festival. So a lot of things started under the chamber because we were the only organization. When you think about it, 60 years ago.
I love looking at the old pictures.
I know, aren't they great?
Yeah, it's super
great?
cool.
Mm-hmm.
But we're 61 years old now. So a lot of things did start here with those incredible dreamers, those business people in the community that thought, okay, Clear Lake can grow. It can become much more than it was. It was cow pastures way back when, and then NASA came. And they decided, okay, well, we need to grow with NASA. We need to be that high-tech place to be. And so it was those dreamers that did it. And so the pictures you're talking about, anyone can come visit us. But in our boardroom, we have photographs of all of the chairmen of the board. And there are many in black and white.
Yeah.
And it is incredible to see the history there. We were not here for all of it.
No.
Cindy and I were not here for all of it. But we were here for quite a bit, and we were luckily told stories from folks. So we do have some great stories that we're going to share as we continue to do Chamber Chat.
Right. We're going to hold some of those, not tell them all at the same time.
No, we want to save some of those
Right.
because they had the Mad Men era.
Oh,
They did.
they did.
Let's talk about that a little bit because that is a juicy one.
Okay.
Which part?
Which part?
The board meetings.
Oh,
Oh.
yes. So James and I were recently talking about how things have changed.
They have changed.
And
What is professional now was
right.
Well, it was professional then, as they thought. This
Right.
was their
Beverages at the board meetings.
Right, we had to have a full bar at the board meetings and the monthly luncheons. There was always a full bar.
Smoking.
You could cut the smoke with a knife in this building. It did take a few years to get that out, but that's all gone. But it really was. It was their lunchtime. And when I came to work here, lunch started, and then ended 3 hours later. I wasn't one of the lucky ones that got to do that, or unlucky ones that got to do that. But most of the time there was 9 employees in the morning. There were 3 of us in the afternoon after lunch.
Yeah, that's just gives you kind of a sense of how old this organization is.
Right.
I mean, people couldn't today fathom
Right.
that being acceptable.
Right. Yeah. But they were also maybe, in a local bar doing business. They were making connections or selling memberships or selling ads in the magazine or whatever it was, because that's how you did it back then. That's how you did it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we don't do it that way anymore, which is better. People remember when they bought an ad in the magazine or on the website.
Yeah, let's not tell Catherine that that was a socially acceptable practice.
Right.
No.
We still do evening mixers. We call them business after hours, where you can relax, have an adult beverage, and do some business. But that only happens in the evening, not all day long.
Once a
After
month.
hours.
Yeah, after hours.
Yeah.
Mhm.
After hours. And even the old days with were they blue coats, red coats?
Oh, the blue coats.
Blue
That's a
coats.
story for another day.
Yes.
I think every chamber's got their fill in the color coats.
Right. Uh-huh.
Yeah. All right.
Yes.
Let me just to wrap it up, because we're going to do this again.
Right.
Favorite chamber event and why? And it doesn't have to be like an event. It could be like just a specific memory of an event, or like mine's New Teacher. I love New Teachers.
Oh, of course.
Oh yeah. New Teachers Luncheon is the best.
And I say that, but then I also love Chairman's Ball, because that's always a fun party.
Right.
And then I say that, and I always love Epicurean, because I really love good food. So try to pick one.
Well, you get to judge too. Most of
Yes.
the time we let you judge that. I think maybe our Christmas open house, because it's so casual. We get to see folks that maybe we don't see all the time. They come back, and it is Monday night, December the 18th. Put it on your calendar.
Perfect.
Because we'd love to see y'all. But I think it's fun. I stand at the door and greet folks and, get hugs. And I just love the open house.
Because again, it's
So-
about the people.
It is, because you see people that they're festive and they're happy to be here, and so it's a great night. I
And
think.
it's always a great turnout.
Always a
I'm
great
always
turnout.
shocked about how many people are there.
Right, and everyone's welcome to sing.
Oh yeah, they're singing.
We get Peter Winchell here with his guitar. We grab Dan Seal from Bayhep.
Right.
He sings with us. When my kids were growing up, I had the first chamber kids ever, and they're adults now. But as they were growing up, they had to sing.
They did.
With Aunt Cindy.
They did. We sang a lot.
Cindy and I jump in and do some singing as well.
A little bit.
Well, you've turned this into a real family affair.
Oh
Yes.
my gosh, yes.
You've got Sloan
Yes.
working here,
Right.
and I often see your parents working here.
Well, that's true. If you're related to me in any which way, you are expected to work at the chamber and at every event we do. That is true. It's a good thing and a bad thing to be related to me. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of Sweeneys out there.
Well, you wouldn't even have a family if it wasn't for the chamber.
Oh, that's true. That's true. That's another story.
That
as
is
well.
definitely a story.
That's
Because
another story as well.
there's multiple stories like that.
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken, there's quite a few weddings have happened because of chamber activities.
Yes.
Yes. You too.
I know. I remember.
So the chamber sounds like a really great place to work if you need or are looking for nuptials.
No.
No, mine took a long time. Slow and steady.
All right. This is fun.
This is fun.
We're going to continue this
Good job,
next
Jamison.
time. We're going to dive into some of the events and some
Right. We
of the
got
some of the
good stories over the
Yes.
years.
Okay, we need
Yes.
to talk about boat parade next time
Okay.
since it's coming up.
Boat parade.
Yes. We'll do this soon and talk about the Christmas Boat Parade December 9th. 62nd year.
We're
World
going to wear our
World
Christmas
world
Santa
famous.
hats.
Well, depending on the weather.
Well, we'll put on the air
Well,
conditioning.
sometimes you get nice cool weather. Sometimes it's still, 80, 85 degrees?
Not today.
Today it's like 50.
No, but I mean boat parade.
Oh, gosh, yes.
Join us next time for some crazy stories about the history of the Clear Lake Area Chamber of Commerce.
Chamber chat.
Chamber Chat.
Chamber chat.